Hello and welcome to another Summit Sneak Peek. Today, I'm so excited to be joined by the amazing Lyn Christensen.
Christian.
Christian, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So coaching since 1998, Lyn is an author, founder, speaker, and master certified coach. Lyn got their start in coaching at Franklin Covey Company, pursuing their life's passion and leaving behind an honorable teaching career in education. Through their tenacity and merit, helping orchestrate hundreds of coaching sessions for leadership teams and entrepreneurs, Lyn launched their coaching company Soul Salt Inc. in 2002. Their coaching style has been coined as the Soul Salt Technique, an approach used to help anyone uncover the mental fortitude to overcome life's challenges. Their new interactive book, Soul Salt, Your Personal Field Guide to Confidence, Purpose, and Fulfillment, guides anyone to uncover Lyn's master coaching techniques for personal and professional growth. So Lyn is joining us today. Lyn, I'm so excited that you're here on the call and that you are one of our incredible speakers for the upcoming Get Good at Business Summit.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be part of it. I'm really excited.
So for those of you watching, Lyn is speaking at our Get Good at Business Summit. This is a virtual summit for entrepreneurs that is happening May 16th and 17th. And Lyn, you are teaching us and talking to us about how three brains are better at business. Why don't you share with us a little bit more about what that entails and how going from a coach at Franklin Covey to launching Soul Salt to all of that has led you to be our expert speaker on three brains are better at business?
Okay, well, it has to do with something that everybody in the audience has to deal with, and that would be decision making, right? So at some point, I needed to make a decision to reinvent my career away from academics and into business. And then while I was there, uh, I became and transformed myself into a master certified coach. I was director of innovation for Franklin Covey Coaching. And then I decided I wanted to reinvent myself into an entrepreneur and own my own business. So when you make big decisions like that, you want to be sure as you can be. You don't want to make a decision and then have to remake it and keep remaking it. And sometimes we do that. Sometimes we learn from our mistakes, and mistakes are really good things to learn from. However, there are certain decision points where we want to make it as elegantly and as eloquently and as precisely as we can. So in the decision making, I recognized that I wasn't making all the decisions from my head. And if you think about our language, how many of us have said things like, gosh, in my heart of hearts, I wish I could do that. Or I just didn't have the guts to have that confrontation today. Okay, what are we saying? Well, we're saying that we're listening to our heart and we're getting intimations from our gut. And while I used to do triathlons, and one time while I was out training on a mountain bike, I was listening to podcasts of other coaches, and I heard about Grant Suzalu and Marvin Oka in Australia, who had done the research on the neural networks in the heart and the gut, and how they do talk to us constantly. In fact, we have a functional brain in the heart and a functional brain in the gut, the enteric system. And that's what I'm going to be talking about, is how does the heart and the gut inform us, send messages to our head brain so that we have a full-bodied experience of when we have a right answer that is right for us. And I remember coaching someone, and if I drop their name, a lot of people on the call would know this person. I think they have 2 TED Talks and several books. And she called me up for a coaching session and was just in a panic because she did not want to fly from her home, which was in Texas at the time, to Boston to do this 2-day symposium. And she had been hired for it, and she was in conflict. It was just killing her to leave her family, to go out, and she's an introvert anyway, but a very public known introvert. And it was just not one of those times where she felt like she could pull off that gig in Boston. And we went through what I call a multiple brain integration coaching session, where we listened to the intimations of her heart, the instincts of her gut, the insights of her head. And when she finished, she had a full-bodied answer, and she knew exactly what she needed to do. She didn't know it just with a thought. She felt it in her body, and she knew her answer was right for her, no matter what the consequences were to anyone else. And she had to make that call and be true to herself, which is a running theme in my company, is how are you true to yourself? So there's a story about how would I work with clients, listening to three brains, head, heart, and gut, and using those kind of like the infinity sign behind you to really know that inner plumb line and know your truth so you can live it.
Oh, that is so beautiful. And I think this is such a crucial thing for our audience, our attendees to really tap into. And you're in our intuition category of the I Move method. And for those of you watching, the whole Get Good at Business Summit has specialized speakers within the areas of intuition, marketing, operations, velocity, and execution. But I think it's so crucial for our entrepreneur attendees to really understand that it is not just that thought. I love that you say that, like full body, that congruence, full body answers to really be in full alignment with yourself.
Yep. Then you know your truth. You know,
Yeah.
there's just no question. And isn't that a wonderful thing to be able to know your truth?
Oh, yes. And especially as entrepreneurs, whenever you're making those decisions, whether it's to hire someone, whether it's like the example for your client to go out and speak and do something there, whether it's to launch a new product, there's so many different decisions that we make to make sure that we're fully in alignment, fully congruent. I think that's huge. So
Yeah.
for,
And
oh, go
yeah.
ahead.
And in fact, well, let me just give you can I follow off of that?
Yeah.
So I looked it up and I went to Entrepreneur Inc. and they said there are 5 decisions every entrepreneur has to make. And I think you've hit on one. One was to turn this idea into a reality.
Mhm.
Another one is to expand or keep the status quo. Another one is to keep going or throw in the towel on that idea or that part of the business. Another one is to outsource or hire in-house, as you were saying.
Mhm.
And the fifth one is how should I price my products or my services? So there are
Mhm.
5, if anybody is on this call and wants to come to the summit, you can bring one of those questions like that and we'll work through it during my session.
Beautiful. So those of you watching, again, this is the Get Good at Business Summit. It is a virtual summit, meaning you can attend from the comfort of your own home, the coffee shop, wherever you want to be all over the world, because you can get access to our over 20 incredible speakers, just like Lyn, who are showing up to share how to get good at business. Again, this event is May 16th and 17th, and Lyn has a special surprise for anyone who signs up from watching this video. If you go to summit.getgoodatbusiness.com and type in Lyn's name when you register for your tickets, you can get your tickets to this 2-day powerhouse event. You can get your ticket to watch Lyn's session for free. So go to summit.getgoodatbusiness.com, type Lyn's name when you register, and you can get your tickets for free. So Lyn, thank you so much for joining me today. I have to say, I am so excited about your session and presentation because I think it is such a needed thing in the world. I love that you have so much experience in this area, and I can't wait for our attendees to be able to learn from you as well.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be with anybody who's an entrepreneur. So thanks, Taylor.
Thank you. And those of you watching, again, we will see you there May 16th and 17th, the Get Good at Business Summit, a virtual summit for entrepreneurs. And type Lyn's name when you register by going to summit.getgoodatbusiness.com, and you can get your tickets for free. So we will see you on the 16th and the 17th.